moving to oneness. Nourishing curiosity. Embracing differences. Becoming one.
Luckily, it didn't rain today. It's a special day of coming together, of community. And I'll share more about it. First, though, welcome everyone to the Moving to Oneness podcast. I'm Meilin Ehlke, your host. Yeah, today on a Sunday, the 1st of May fell, and here in Germany it is a holiday. It is celebrated in many European countries. I didn't even research around the globe. But for sure it's celebrated in many tribal cultures, and anyone who celebrates the rhythms of the moon and the seasons, the year. Because the most ancient celebration, right, is the night before of 1st of is the middle between spring equinox and summer equinox. Start of summer, right? So that is what is celebrated, let's say in Finland, Ireland, they still use that sense. Cheshire, the list goes on. So here in Germany, there have been put many different layers on top of this primal celebration where people come together of all ages, right, and celebrate, dance. I think thousands of years ago, as now, it was a meeting point, maybe a bonfire, how we still do it now, but even that changed its meaning, luckily changing it back. We'll talk that in a moment, of groups of people intermingling from different directions, from different regions, and in a way that the youth finds a mate and that we feel the sense of belonging together, right? So this celebratory day here in Germany during the day of 1st of May, many people go on a hike as groups and families, so you seldom see solo hikers, or even two people is rare during this day. People want to gather, come together, and sometimes you even see thousands walking through the landscape. There's a fun place just nearby. It's an old ski hill, and they took the lift away because there's not so much snow in the last few decades here anymore. But they kept the old ski hut. It's a tiny one. It's quaint. It's cozy, right? And people hike from all the different little villages up to that hill to see each other. And I think it's so beautiful because you have the young ones running around, playing, laughing, maybe also hear a cry or a scream, it doesn't matter. And they intermingle between the benches, beer benches, right? And the older ones sit there, and here and there you see how the teenagers go off to get to know each other and disappear in small groups or larger groups. And the older ones are being taken under the arm and brought up there as well so they can see old friends. It's a beautiful way of celebrating, and all ages come together and no one cares. I love that. It's becoming more rare. But it is also being celebrated more, right? Because the youth is connecting back, and I don't know where you live, if it's this way, to the older traditions. They want to celebrate. They want to be amongst people. they also feel the connection. It's the new energies, right? And they come with different ideas. And they know how supportive a community is, and friendships, and being there for each other and caring for each other. And so they dance into the 1st of May. So everywhere you can find, in the marketplace or in the center of the village, a dance floor. And if it's a little colder or rainier year, then you have tents. And I've seen fun dance parties. Many bring out their traditional music, dance their traditional dances, right? I've been in France, Sweden, and Switzerland. I've experienced them. And I really, first of all, I love dancing, but I love the spirit and how people laugh. And it puts smiles on people's faces, and they move. And this movement, right? This does something with you. This lightness, this playfulness, the rhythm. And to dance with someone else, right? Then you have an embrace, you touch each other. And that is so rare nowadays. And I wish we would do that more. So I invite you now, embrace more your partner, your children, your parents, your friends. Yeah, there are cultures, they do that much more, and I miss being part of them. It's so healing. It's so supportive. We are nourished by it and gain strength, become more courageous, and we move more into action. Yeah, there's something to be created more. What others can we celebrate? Naya, and another name, what May 1st has, or I would say, or should say, the night into the 1st of May, right? It is in our stories, in our legends, it's about the Hexen, the witches coming together and playing and brewing something, a soup or a drink, and honing their crafts. And there's some fun little story, like the kleine Hexe that needs to learn and learn and learn until she can take part of the one where only the older ones are. Yeah, because, right, the church here in Europe, the Walpurgisnacht comes from Saint Walburga. The remains were brought from England all the way over here to Bavaria, where I live. About an hour drive south, there is Eichstätt, and the remains were put there because the church had a stronghold, or still has a stronghold there. And a lot of healing power was given to the remains of this saint. But we still all call it Walpurgisnacht, and Walpurgisnight, I should say, is then coined more for the days when the witches. But are we all witches? It's people coming together around a bonfire, singing songs, being connected to nature, right? It's more shamanic, it's the ancient way. That was also used and made negative, like many old traditions we have here in Europe. And so it was more used for witch hunt that day, or burning of witches. So I think I'm so happy that the use is changing that over, right? So suddenly even in a religion that feels not right. And I don't want to be mad against Christianity. There's so much beauty in it, right? So much healing. But it's the ones that want to rule and conquer and take over the thought process, or put people under their command, under their hand. And in the Middle Ages, there was, when was Sankt Walburga? 870, I think the remains were brought here. You could scare people and you wanted them to change, right? And if you make people fight each other, it's the easiest to scare them and believe in your way. Also, a lot of women did create a lot of medicine. There were the medicine women and healers, right? The midwives. And in that time, the church was very much ruled by the men. And they wanted then to take over command. And things are much different now. So I'm not blaming, it's just I'm talking more about the history. But also, this history is still a little bit in ourselves, right? So many are afraid to go dancing and have fun. And men come along too, because how many men are healers, right? Or the shamans and gurus. I mean, they're mainly men. Where are our famous women healers? It's really interesting. There are many women, but suddenly not on a higher recognition. So that's an interesting topic. And again, I don't know how it is in your country, in your area where you live. I would love to know more about that. Do share that with me. Email me at Meilin at movingtooneness.com or in the Facebook group Moving to Oneness. Yeah, so and another reason to celebrate, and what is also now the main name of our 1st of May, it's the Day of Labor and 1886. Ooh, to Google the dates, please. My history, the dates is something. The labor work, right? They were fighting for their rights to have or to be treated also much better and to work less than 12 hours. So 8-hour workday was included, that you got a little health insurance or that you got a break or you could get something to eat and no children's work. You know, that was a whole great movement and we still celebrate this. And so it's the rise of the folk, yeah. So people, that's why in some regions you have thousands walking through the landscape and coming together. And if it's not on a Sunday, right, a work day is turned into a day of celebration. And because we have nice weather and Germans love nice weather, we go outside and go into the landscape and gather and eat and have picnics and drink. And I think where we have that from is still the Finnish. They still celebrate the beginning of summer. It's one of their 4 most important holidays. Yeah, so talk about that another day. So what do you do to celebrate your day? And in a way, it's this change of putting down the structures, right? The roots, waiting for the right growing conditions, enough sunlight, enough rain to open, to blossom, and to move into summer. And to open up. So 2 things can really be celebrated on this day. It's the celebration of a community and sharing yourself with the community. I would say even physically, right? Also because you're so close. If you walk and you meet so many other people and then taking care of each other because everyone walks slower or faster, has a longer stride, a shorter stride, the different ages, right? See so many dads or moms carrying then the children after a while. Yeah. So how comfortable are you in groups? And if you're not, what is it that holds you back? Or are you in groups or a family where you cannot be you? So start asking those questions to unfold and to expand more into who you are. Yeah, and again, to even open up yourself further. And we talk about this expansion and this lightness, right? So when you sing, dance, walk, your nature, there is this connectivity, this igniting, this ignition, this magnificence, these smiles, this loudness, right? There's no shutting. Everyone is going to talk in a louder voice that carries. it's being broadcasted. People sing. Do you do that? In what moments, in what instances do you do that? And there's a song for you to do that more, to celebrate yourself, to take in this air, right? If you dance, if you move, your intake of air is deeper. You get filled up more. You get more expanded, bodily filled. Your chest opens up, expands to all sides, even your back. The deltoids and shoulders can drop, right? You'll feel how the tailbone sinks. Your muscles move more smoothly. Your breath goes down into your stomach. By that, you feel that your upper body is more upright, yeah, because the shoulders, they don't fall forward anymore, because you take more breath into your chest, your breast, and so often, yeah, we had to crumble and make ourselves small, but that time is over. And that's the same for men, young children, women, and the older ones, right? So we taking that breath and fill it and expose it in a way to the world, expose it to the sun, expose it to the sky, and feel the earth energies move through our body and go upright because it has to move and it has to dance and it has to celebrate these two energies from above and below. Otherwise we would be a pancake and flat, but we're not. So when you feel flat in a way or deflated like a flat tire, put in that air, dance, sing, connect with your friends. It's time again we are able to do that. A travel a little distance, a larger distance, and meet in person again, to have that embrace, or to be next to each other and feel the energy, or be in the same room and you feel the flow of that energy and all the spirits that are along as well, that can communicate now much better. It's invigorating. You can see I can talk about this, but that's what I want for everyone again, to walk more open. I've too often see people always, the chin is down, the eyes look on the ground. No more, no more, no more. Your eyes. And it doesn't have to be hard work. If the back drops, if the shoulder drops, and the air is in your chest and you walk more upright, your vertebrae is, all vertebrae are right on top of each other, and it's not a bend. It has this beautiful S curve, because sometimes we even sit too much, right? And then more of it's bent, but we can move it back. We can change our muscles. We can change our body. So for that, there is this song. I'm clapping already and I'm like so excited. Wow, it is up, lighting up, connecting to the sky, down, and ignition forward, so you can move in any direction, forward, backward, sideways, diagonal, whatever you love. Find your way, dance your way through life, and take the hands of others around you and uplift them, invite them to go with you and show yourself how you are. Wow, this is gonna be a beautiful spring, summer, as we're all moving more and more into ourselves, being ourselves, living our oneness. Do share with me how you feel. I would love to hear that. And I wish you the best. Dance, dance, dance. Create a lot of parties yourself. Celebrate. Take those trips and bring your light to many others. Thank you for listening, for being here. Oh, and I found out I want to thank you for listening. Because of you listening to the podcast, I'm in the top 2% of almost 3 million podcasts, 2.8 something million. And that is something very special. So that touches my heart. And I'm celebrating that with you. And we'll have an extra show about that soon. So I embrace you. I dance with you. I sing with you. I walk with you. I'm Meilin, Ehlke, your host of the Moving to Oneness podcast. Bye-bye.